beautiful soul? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Emily the Mystic, and as always, I am so delighted that you are here, and I'm so excited to take you on another galactic journey today as we travel to meet another group of incredible star beings. And so today we are going to be journeying to the star system of Sirius, where you will be hearing from the beloved beings of Star Sirius A this evening, or whenever you're watching this video as I channel it in this evening. Haha. Okay, so I'm so excited for us to dive on into it. If this is the first video that you're watching in my Cosmic Connection series, I would encourage you to check out my videos on how to know if you're a starseed and what a starseed is, so that you can get to know this topic more intimately. But today, for the purpose of the video, and what I have shared in the introductions for the other videos as well, I am an Akashic Records channeler, and I am going to be channeling the Sirius beings who want to come through today. And so all of the information that you're receiving is based on my own unique channeling perspective and what has come through for me in the Akashic Records and from the beings themselves, bringing them forward and asking them questions like I would for a normal interview, right? So this information may be different from what you hear out there on the internet, and that's okay. So I want you to take everything with a grain of salt, as this is channeled information, and take on what resonates with you as your truth and leave the rest. So without further ado, we've already invited the Sirius beings to be present with us, specifically from the star Sirius A, which I will get to what that means in a moment, and what messages they have to share with us, how you can know if you are a Sirian star seed, and how to work with these beings and communicate with them. You'll also be receiving some nice little energy activations throughout the course of this video. So the Sirians are from from the Sirius star system, specifically from the constellation Canis Major, also known as the dogs. Sirius is known as the dog star. And there are 3 different stars in the Sirius star system structure, including Sirius A and Sirius B. Sirius A are the beings that we're going to be speaking to tonight. They are very similar in a lot of ways to human beings, but also very different in a lot of ways. So you may really resonate with their messages tonight. Sirius B is known to be the home to mermaids, to whales, to other cetacean life, to other water-based life and structures. So we will speak to them in a separate video, but for tonight, we're going to be focusing on Sirius A. I don't know why I keep saying tonight, so just ignore me. Whatever comes through needs to come through. Anyway, so the Sirius beings from Sirius Star A, when they come through to me in my mind's eye, they are very tall. They're a lot taller than human beings. And the ones that I'm communicating with have more of a blue tint to their skin, kind of ranging in shade depending on the being that I'm speaking with. Some are more dark blue, some are more light blue. They also have very long fingers, very big feet. They have longer necks, and their head is bigger than the normal human head, and it's shaped a little bit differently. They also have very long faces. Some beings have hair that's kind of more in like a tribal style, and others don't have any hair. And some eyes are light, some eyes are more dark. And so in the past, in these other Cosmic Connections videos, I have brought through a color to help describe what the energy frequency feels like. And the colors for the Sirians, they're shades of blue and shades of green. Light blue, light green, dark green. More of those earth tones, those earthy colors. And so when I ask them what zodiac sign they are most similar to, in order to give you another read perspective on the energy and the energy frequency that they carry, because as you know, all star beings are made up of a specific energy frequency. The Sirians are most similar to Taurus Energy. Taurus Energy is a very grounded zodiac sign. It is very physical body, physical planet, physical reality oriented. Taurus is also a very humble energy. It's a very loyal energy. And it's very all-knowing and down to earth in its beingness. So that really describes the Sirians, and so I'm excited to bring through some information from them for you today. So the first thing that they want me to share with you is that they are very down to earth beings. They're not from planet Earth. In fact, from a galactic history perspective, many of these beings originated in the stars Lyra and the star Vega, and they came to Sirius. There are, however, some beings that originated in Sirius as well, but Sirius, in terms of galactic history, was formed after the stars Lyra and Vega. Now Sirius has ascended to a higher vibrational frequency, so as a planet, the planet itself does not exist anymore. In fact, it had a different name, and now in terms of the time that we're in, that planet again doesn't exist, but multidimensionally from a frequency perspective, the energy frequency of the Sirians still very much exists, and they are very dedicated to what's going on here on Earth. But when their planet did exist, they were very similar to human beings in a lot of ways. So they wanted me to tell you that it's very easy for them to relate to what is going on here on planet Earth, and they feel very involved in the cause. They are very involved in what's going on planet Earth. They want to help. They really, really want to help. So there are a lot of Sirian starseeds that have incarnated, onto planet Earth because they feel so called to help our planet ascend. This planet Earth, as perhaps you know, is ascending to a higher frequency. Whether that's going to happen in our lifetime or in future lifetimes, it is yet to be seen. But Sirian starseeds and the Sirius beings in other dimensions are helping us with that process. Their bodies are also very similar to a human body, so they kind of understand and can relate to us because they experienced life in a similar way. They also experience the full range of emotions. And in fact, they were very skilled and, are very skilled at being able to read energy, read emotions, and to be able to, understand what it feels like to feel feelings so deeply, like a lot of us empaths and sensitive people do. Because of that, and because the Sirians are also very telepathic and very intuitive and very empathic, they are really able to feel and sense what is going on planet Earth at a very strong level. Specifically, the consciousness of Mother Earth. So they are very connected to Mother Gaia, the consciousness of Gaia herself. They are very focused on physically what's going on here on planet Earth. And by that, I mean what's going on from a nature perspective. What's going on in terms of our waterways, what's going on in terms of the environment, climate change, all of those different things. The Sirians are very involved in that, and the fact that Mother Earth is changing and she's shifting, and that we have, created a lot of stress on her planet. So they're very involved with, and there are a lot of Sirian starseeds who have incarnated to help from an ecological perspective, to help lead climate change movements, to help with the shift in how our power structures, meaning our energy structures from an electrical standpoint, need to shift and change, and how we're shifting into harnessing different types of energy to create different types of fuel for our planet. And they were laughing with me and saying that if humans just only learned how to harness the energy of Mama Gaia in a way that would be sustainable for Mama Gaia's consciousness and the crystal and grid structures of the Earth, we would be in a much different place. But instead, we have to go through things the hard way. We're human beings. We have to make things difficult for ourselves. And using fossil fuels has been the easiest way to do things, but it hasn't been the most efficient way to do things. So they have been trying to help us to create new forms of energy that human beings can understand. Human beings as we are now, we're not consciously evolved enough to be able to understand how to harness energetic frequencies from the grid structures of the planet. We're just not. So, but they are working with people who do have the mindset to be able to figure out other ways in which we can work with different types of energy. So I thought that was super, super interesting. So if you are a Sirian starseed, you may be fiercely loyal to planet Earth. You may be very connected to this physical planet, to Earth, to Mother Nature, to being in nature. You may love being outside, outdoors, spending time in nature, just connecting with the earth, whether for you that's being in a forest, or maybe it's being in the water, or maybe that is being in the desert. Whatever your place is, you somehow feel connected to Mama Gaia, and you very likely spent time in the Sirius star system. Especially because Sirians in their own star system, they really were actively involved in caring for their planet, and that's how they were able to ascend so quickly. Their frequency shifted so quickly because they understood that their consciousness and the consciousness of their planet is intertwined and one, and they're on the same journey as their planet is. Human beings don't get that. We see ourselves as being separate from our planet, from being separate from the consciousness of Gaia, from being separate even from the consciousness of God. And that in and of itself is like our biggest human struggle, right? And the reason why our planet is seeing the massive issues that it is. So they are very passionate about helping Mother Earth ascend to a higher vibration, about helping her shift and change, and about helping us to feel more connected to her as well. So if you get a little intuitive nudge to get out in nature, or be outside, or be in the sun, or even clean up the earth, or recycle, or whatever the thing is for you that helps you to feel more connected to Mother Earth, it may be your Sirian guides helping you to realize how important that is for you as a being and how important it is for the planet. The Sirians, and I love the connection here with Sirius being the dog star. Dogs are very loyal, fiercely loyal creatures, and so are the Sirian beings. So the Sirians are fiercely loyal to their connections, to their relationships, to their planet, to family, and so forth as a whole. And they want me to say family isn't really what we understand it to be here on planet Earth. They see everybody as their family. It's really cool because the way their star system, their group of beings is organized, we really see family units here on planet Earth as being separate, and that separateness can create, antagonistic energy and anger, and that separateness can create even jealousy amongst different families. But the Sirians, they see all beings as being part of the whole. Even if you gave birth to your child, your child, your Sirian child, you're still going to feel loyal and want to help out the Sirian children of other beings on that planet. So for them, everybody is family. But it's also not, they also recognize the separateness of the individual, and they honor the gifts and talents of each individual. So that this isn't like an all is one unity consciousness type of thing. It's like they honor the gifts, talents, energy of the individual being. And they also know that they need to work together and to collaborate as a whole. Wouldn't that be nice, right? That being in that energy of love for all, and also love for self. So they were saying that they really value the individual experience and how that contributes to the collective experience, how what you are going through affects the collective as a whole. So they value each person's individual contribution and what that individual being needs to go through in order to be able to make that contribution to the whole. So they really value working towards common goals, common intentions. And that connection, that collaboration energy is really powerful for them. So if you feel really called to, and I feel like we all do, but if you really called to cultivate specific relationships and also really being in a place of service to others, you may feel really aligned with being a Sirian starseed. Sorry, quick water break here. Couple of other really interesting things about the Sirians. So the Sirians really value action taking. They really value getting out of one's comfort zone. They value risk taking activities. They value jumping, leaping, doing the thing. They wanted me to tell you that human beings, we are so programmed to be busy. We're so programmed to be doing things constantly all the time. They're saying it doesn't need to be this way. We can be more efficient with our time and our energy by being more intuitive with the actions that we're taking. And by making sure that we're taking the right actions instead of doing all of the things, all at once. So the Sirians really value taking intuitive action. And also being very intentional with their action and how that is being of service to self and also service to the collective, to those that they are connected to. They also want me to share with you that they really value the abundant resources that their planet and that planet Earth has to offer as well. So they really value the pleasures of physical life, as should we on planet Earth. They value just enjoying being in the body is really what the message is. Very similar to Taurus energy, right? Do you see the connection there? I think that's so interesting. They also want you to know that they love fiercely. They love fiercely and they are loyal. They don't understand why here on planet Earth we give our love out so sparingly. Why we feel so challenged to tell people that we love them. Why that's so hard for us. They don't get it. They're like, we love all of you. Like, we love our brother as ourself. We love every single individual. We love all of you. Even if we don't know you, we love you. So I want you to receive their fierce love today. They also really make sure that every single being in their collective is taken care of. Because again, that individual experience contributes to the collective experience. And if one individual suffers, then the collective as a whole will suffer. So they want me to tell you that they really work with those of you who consider yourselves to be overgivers, overdoers, who are constantly giving and of service and in that martyr energy where you're constantly throwing yourself into helping other people. They are helping you, and they are also giving you opportunities to set better boundaries with your time and your energy, to take back what is yours. And to realize when you're overgiving and when you are overgiving from a place of, I feel that I am only worthy of love if I am overgiving. They are helping you to understand that you are worthy of love just for being yourself. The Sirians love you for being the magical being that you are. And with that in mind, the Sirians, they enjoy, the pleasures of life, but they don't feel the need to brag about their accomplishments. They're very humble beings. They don't ask for a lot of recognition or reward. They think it's really funny the way that, we reward ourselves here on planet Earth. Again, they speak to how one person's contribution affects the whole and everybody enjoys. Which I think is so interesting. So, interesting. They want me to share with you that if you are the type of being who can see so easily the potential in other people, you see it clearly. You see another person's highest timeline. You see their strengths. You see You see how amazing they are. You are able to, you have that as a strength. Very likely you're a Sirian starseed. And it's also an opportunity for you, with how things go here on planet Earth, to realize when we can't force people to change in order to be that highest version of self. We can see the strengths, we can reflect back to them the strengths, we can compliment them on their strengths, we can love them for who they are, but only they have the opportunity and the ability to be able to change, to shift, and to be that best version of self that you see so clearly. It is not yours to take on having to change and shift other people. And it's a reminder to focus on you and the individual work that you're doing, because that is of service to the whole, to the collective. Another thing that Sirians really focus on is communication. So whether that is telepathically or whether that's more from the throat space, they really focus on sharing how they feel with others. They rely very heavily on this. And so communication, speech, that if you resonate with being a Sirian starseed, you may feel a need to fiercely speak your truth. I mean, we all should, but for Sirian starseeds, this may be a calling for you. You may feel called to speak, to be a speaker. Maybe that's having a podcast, or maybe that is writing a book, or maybe that is even just being outwardly communicative with your loved ones about how you feel. There is such a call to focus on speech in this lifetime if you're a Sirian starseed. They're also very down to earth and practical beings. So again, efficiency over effort is really their thing. I know that's true for a lot of these star beings because they are so advanced technologically. We really like to struggle here on planet Earth, don't we? So there is an overall message there for you with realizing, well, where am I efforting too much, and where can I be more intuitive in my efficiency? And how can I make my intuition work for me and my role on this planet? They're saying human beings overdo. In fact, we don't know how you all do so much. We admire that in you, but we also know that it's unnecessary. And the places where you're burning yourself out, those are places there, those are opportunities for you to take a look at doing things differently, and opportunities for you to take a look at what still needs to be healed, and where you're not willing to love yourself. Where you are not willing to love yourself. So anywhere where you're overdoing, overgiving in your life, it's an opportunity for you to see what parts of you need more love. The Sirians want to give you that love. Source wants to give you that love, so receive that love. Be open to that love. So how can you work with the Sirian beings? Well, they would love to love you. They would also love to help you to be more intuitive with your action and be more focused with what you do. They're very intentional. Intention over effort, right? And efficiency over effort. So if you need help cutting down your to-do list, if you need help on cutting out what's not in alignment, if you need help with recognizing what relationships are in alignment with you and which ones aren't, with picking opportunities, which one's more in alignment than another, call in the Sirians. They would love to help you with that. Especially if you struggle with focus and maintaining your focus, the Sirians also want to help assist you with that as well. They are very good at energetic focus, which I think is so interesting and cool. So thank you so much for learning about the Sirians with me today. I hope you enjoyed this video, and make sure you go watch the other Cosmic Connections videos to tune in to learn about all the different beings that I've channeled so far in this fun series. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to my channel, and comment below on what insights you gained about the Sirians and whether or not you resonate with being a Sirian starseed. All right, sending you love, and I'll see you in the next video.